Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Learning Power English, where we learn to slow down and focus on things that help us grow. Today, we are talking about one of the most powerful forces that shapes your entire life, your mindset. Your mindset is the silent blueprint for everything you do, feel, and achieve. Think of your mind as a garden, where every single thought is a seed you choose to plant. If we plant seeds of possibility, they grow into motivation, peace, and unwavering confidence. But if we feed the negative thoughts, they take over, making it difficult to see the good things around us. Our purpose today is to learn how to tend this garden, to choose the right seeds, and to cultivate a mindset that always moves you forward. A positive mindset is often misunderstood as pretending everything is perfect, but that is not the truth. True positivity is rooted in the psychological principle of the growth mindset. It is the belief that your skills are not fixed, but can be developed through dedication and hard work. It means choosing to view challenges not as painful punishments, but as valuable lessons that increase your resilience. You're not ignoring problems. You are simply believing that you have the internal strength to face them, no matter the difficulty. This belief transforms failure into feedback and makes quitting feel less like an option. That small shift in perspective is the first step toward reclaiming your inner power. The biggest energy shift happens when you change the question you ask yourself. When you are stuck in a cycle of worry, you constantly ask, "Why is this happening to me?" This question makes you feel like a victim, powerless against the world, and it completely drains your energy. Instead, try asking this powerful, simple question: what can I learn from this? Suddenly, failure is not an end. It becomes part of the process, and you stop giving up easily. This new question puts you back in control and completely shifts your energy towards finding a solution. It is the foundation of resilience and the true core of a positive mindset. This change in thinking is closely linked to self-efficacy, which is your core belief in your own ability to succeed. Self-efficacy tells you, "I can successfully execute the course of action required to manage future situations." A positive mindset is the voice inside your head that whispers, "I'll try," even when the old voice shouts, "I can't." It is about being kind to yourself and acknowledging that every difficult moment is temporary. When you keep that truth in mind, your motivation naturally grows because you know the challenge is not forever. Training your brain to think this way is like building a mental muscle that grows stronger with every positive choice. Be patient with the process, but be consistent with your efforts. But what happens when life feels dark, when things truly fall apart, like losing a job or facing failure? It is during those dark moments that we must remember the powerful truth: stars cannot shine without darkness. Staying positive in those times doesn't mean pretending you're fine or denying your pain. It means allowing yourself to feel the sadness completely, but also choosing not to stay stuck there forever. Sometimes life closes one door because it's trying to push us toward another, a path that we would have never chosen otherwise. The dark moments are necessary for us to truly notice and appreciate the small lights of hope around us. This acceptance of both light and shadow is the hallmark of true emotional strength. Real strength during a dark time is simply hope, which is the belief that pain has a higher purpose. This purpose may be invisible to you right now, hidden just beyond the immediate circumstances. When you feel lost, stop asking, "Why me?" and shift back to, "What can this moment teach me about patience or resilience?" Remember that every difficult moment can teach you something valuable about what truly matters in your life. It is okay to not be okay, but it is not okay to give up on the idea that light always returns. Trust that the storm will pass, because every storm in the history of the world always has. Your quiet hope is the anchor that holds you steady until the sun reappears. One of the most effective ways to train your mind to notice those small lights is the daily practice of gratitude. Gratitude is not an emotion, it's a habit that trains your brain to actively search for the good things, even when they're small. When you begin keeping a gratitude journal, you might start by writing, "I am thankful for my cup of coffee." Over time, this habit makes you realize how many little things, often invisible, contribute to making your life better. These tiny moments of goodness are often what give you the necessary strength to keep going when the big problems feel overwhelming. Start with just 3 simple things today. You will be amazed at the shift in your overall perspective and inner peace. Gratitude is the beautiful habit that changes things from the inside out. But let's talk honestly about the moments when even gratitude feels impossible. What about the days when you feel completely hopeless? When everything seems too heavy and you can't find anything positive? We all experience this feeling, a deep mental fatigue where motivation disappears and you just want to give up. In these moments, you don't need big inspiration. You need compassion, both for others and for yourself. Remember that healing takes time, and sometimes staying positive simply means taking a necessary break and resting. You are human, not a machine, and you are allowed to slow down as long as you promise yourself you won't stop. Be kind to yourself and trust that the storm is passing, even if you can't see the blue sky yet. Here's a secret about finding light in the darkest of times. Sometimes the most positive thing you can do is simply not give up. This is the minimum requirement of hope, and it is entirely within your control. You can say to yourself, "I am hurting, I am tired, but I am still here and I am still trying." That quiet acknowledgement, "I am still trying," is a spark of hope that can guide you through the darkest night. True strength is not about being cheerful all the time, but about holding on, even just a little bit, when everything feels heavy. Hold on to that small spark. It is your sign that the miracle of time and hope is still working for you. Never underestimate the power of simply showing up for your life, one difficult moment at a time. Now let's address the biggest misconception about motivation. We often wait for a huge moment of inspiration, thinking we need to feel ready before we take action. But the reality is almost always the other way around. Motivation grows after we start, not before. Action is the engine and motivation is the fuel. When you feel completely unmotivated, the solution is not to wait for inspiration. It's to take one small, single step. That small action will create a sense of progress, and that progress is what lights the internal fire of motivation. Don't chase the feeling, chase the action, and the feeling will follow. This brings us to the importance of what we call small wins. A small win is completing a task that seems too little to matter, like making your bed or finishing 5 minutes of exercise. Psychologically, this small victory tells your brain, "I can do this," and that belief is the building block of true self-efficacy. We often underestimate these little things, but they are actually the building blocks of massive success over time. Think of climbing a mountain. If you only look at the summit, it feels impossible and overwhelming. But if you focus only on the next small step, one at a time, you'll eventually reach the top without ever feeling defeated. Focus on the step, not the summit, and your daily momentum will carry you. So, when you feel lazy or unmotivated, use this simple technique. Just do the next small thing. It removes the pressure of the big goal and only asks you to focus on the next immediate, simple action. It could be answering one email, studying one page of English, or simply standing up and stretching your body. Every big dream begins with one small, ordinary action repeated again and again with consistency. This process is a gentle chain reaction. Action leads to confidence, confidence leads to motivation, and motivation leads to joy. Don't chase a huge burst of energy, just collect small sparks, and they will keep your internal fire alive. Your journey becomes lighter when you stop striving for intensity and start seeking simple consistency. Every small step you take, no matter how small, deserves a moment of appreciation and celebration. Many people feel they do not deserve to celebrate because the step felt too small, but this is a mistake. If you only celebrate the big things, you will spend most of your life waiting, feeling perpetually inadequate. Instead, honor the little moments. Waking up on time, choosing to eat a healthy meal, or speaking kindly to a stranger. This is the quiet kind of celebration, telling yourself, I am proud of this effort. When you consciously notice your progress, you reinforce the positive cycle and create your own ongoing motivation. Your motivation is not about doing more. It is about noticing more of what you already do well. This brings us to the core truth about success. Discipline is always stronger than motivation. Motivation is the powerful spark that starts the journey, full of excitement and energy. But discipline is the quiet commitment that shows up every single day, especially on the days when you feel nothing. When you combine the initial spark of motivation with the steady flame of discipline, you can achieve anything. Do not rely on emotion to guide you. Rely on your consistent action, one small step, one day at a time. Your discipline is your inner promise to yourself, and that promise is your most valuable tool. Commit to the process, and the results will naturally follow. Let us step away from the self for a moment and consider the power of our environment. The people you surround yourself with have a huge, contagious influence on how you think and feel. When you spend time with positive, supportive friends, you naturally feel lighter and more hopeful. But when you are around those who always complain, it's like your inner mood drops instantly. Your mindset is not just about your own thoughts, it's also about your environment, the media you follow, and the space you live in. To stay motivated, you must create a positive environment, not just by avoiding negativity, but by actively adding things that lift you up. Choose inspiring books, kind people, and music that calms your heart. Sometimes, however, we cannot completely avoid negative people, perhaps at work or school. In these situations, you need to use the powerful technique of emotional boundaries. Imagine carrying an invisible umbrella. It doesn't stop the rain, but it keeps you completely dry. The invisible umbrella allows you to listen to others with empathy without letting their negativity enter your heart. Protecting your peace means choosing where your attention goes. You do not have to join the storm. Learn to carry your own sunshine instead of waiting for someone else's. This is the skill of protecting your inner peace above all else. When you create your own positivity, something truly beautiful begins to happen. You start to attract people, opportunities, and experiences that match your own high-frequency energy. Your positive mindset becomes a lighthouse, not just for you, but for others who are sailing through their own dark waters. This is why staying motivated is not a solitary effort. We rise higher when we rise together. Fill your space with kindness, gratitude, and supportive connection, and motivation will flow naturally. The best way to stay positive is not just to receive light, but to be the person who shares it. The more light you share, the brighter your own world becomes. What if, despite all your efforts, you feel utterly stuck for a long time? When it feels like nothing is working and you just want to give up, remind yourself why you started. Go back to that small, pure spark inside you. Maybe it was a big dream or just a simple desire to feel happier. Even when you cannot see the progress on the surface, trust that something is still moving inside you. Every single effort you have made counts, especially the quiet ones that no one else can see. It's okay to lose motivation sometimes. It only means you're human and you're tired. You haven't failed. You have simply slowed down. I want you to remember this beautiful truth. Sometimes progress is invisible. It's like the process of growing roots before a flower appears above the soil. The roots are the most important part. They hold everything together and make the final, visible bloom possible. Even if no one else can see them, they are the foundation of your future strength and success. So if you feel stuck, you are not stuck. You are simply growing roots. Trust the process, even when you cannot see the result yet, and nurture your roots with patience and kindness. Your quiet effort today is building the foundation for your massive bloom tomorrow. In conclusion, remember that positivity is not about always feeling good or achieving perfection. It's about learning to see the light in small moments and trusting that your quiet effort matters. Motivation is not something you find by accident. You build it day by day through the little things you do with love and purpose. If today you took just one small step forward, no matter how small or gentle, be genuinely proud of yourself. You do not need to have it all figured out, and it's okay to slow down as long as you don't stop. Just keep moving, one gentle, simple step at a time, and listen for the quiet whisper of hope. Keep moving. Thank you for spending this time with us, and until next time, take care of your mind, your heart, and your beautiful dreams.